Hello everybody, how are we today? So before I start answering questions, the first thing I'm going to do a couple of announcements. So I think the first thing is, if you're a company in the UK and you haven't yet done the making tax digital identity verification, I would highly recommend that you do that now. That's number one. Number two is one of the softwares that we've been using in our Amazon business, and one of the softwares which we have been showcasing on our lives has a 7-day free trial. So if you guys want to use that, you can go on the website, you can sign up, and it's Source Sheets. I'm going to put the link for that now in chat. Guys, anyone who's on TikTok and who's asking questions, I will be prioritizing all the questions that are going to get answered on YouTube. So join the YouTube. How's it going? Alex, how are you, man? Righty-ho. First things first, let's get some of the questions that have been asked. Head on in. Yeah, I was talking about the 7-day trial that you guys are doing on Source Sheets. Abu Tahir, how's it going? Assalamu alaikum. Okay, first question, private label or online arbitrage? So there's no wrong or right answer to this. Like, both models work. However, if you're a beginner and you're trying to get started on Amazon and you've maybe never sold anything online before, I would probably recommend reselling products on Amazon. The reason being is the listings are already there. You don't have to get the reviews. You don't have to do the listing optimization, the images, all that kind of stuff. You can just buy a product and sell on a listing that's already on Amazon. That's one of the easiest ways to get started. Been trying to get a refining. Okay, that's interesting. Should I source my products locally or China for my first box? If you're new to selling online, buy from wholesalers, retailers, distributors, trusted brands, trusted suppliers in the UK. That's going to be the easiest way to do it. What advice would you give to a new private label owner? Make sure you've done your keyword research, so your title's optimized, you've got your bullet points. Make sure your images are top notch, and make sure you've got reviews, and make sure you have a good budget to spend on ads. Hello Waka, how's it going? Do you sell in the US? I do not sell in the US. Interesting how this works. So if you watch any of my previous lives on YouTube, you will see exactly how how to actually set up and how to sell and how it works and what softwares to use. Bro sold $20 worth of stuff and I was an entrepreneur trying to do. Okay then. Who do we have here? So someone's asking about storage unit. So yeah, £120 a month for your first storage unit is plenty. That should do. What's your opinion on sellers using family meme era? I don't know what that means. Family meme era. I don't know. If I set up an account with the LLC, what do I do when it asks me for a letter of authorization during setup? So letter of authorization is very simple, and I've actually got a template here and I'll read it out to you. Let me get it up. Where are we? Seller Central. So the letter of authorization goes like this, and it's literally letterhead, power to act on behalf of the business, letter of authorization. The undersigned, business name here, duly represented by your full name and the function of you and the business, or you director, confirms that your full name is authorized to open a selling on Amazon payment account with Amazon payments, accept the user agreements and other policies, have access to selling on Amazon payment account, and initiate transactions in the name and behalf of the business. Insert here. So all you're doing is basically you're writing a letter from yourself as a company director to yourself as the account holder, giving yourself permission to use the Seller Central account. It sounds stupid, but it's really simple. If you Google a letter of authorization template, you'll find one on the internet. Okay, can you teach me? I have loads of videos on how to get started selling on Amazon. So if you look at any other lives on YouTube, so if you guys are on YouTube, go on the YouTube channel, have a look at all my previous lives. It shows you exactly how to get started. Wa alaikum salam, what's going on? I don't even want to attempt to say your name, but how's it going, brother? You're welcome. Right, let's get this over here. Brother, I'm getting cooked on Vine reviews because they aren't reading the product description. So what kind of reviews are you getting on the Vine? What do you sell? So a lot of our products are in the beauty category. So I'd say that's our main niche. And then the other niches that we sell in health, personal care, toys, games, fragrances. Is there a specific topic for today? No, it's just a Q&A today. So we're just answering everyone's burning questions. YouTube. I'm answering all the YouTube questions first. Ten reviews, 3.7 rating, but was 1 star damage, but it's all by one issue that's stated in the description. YouTube. I'm answering all the YouTube questions first. For the seminar. Yeah, everyone move to YouTube. Everyone come on YouTube. How much have you made on Amazon FBA? Coming up to 2 million now. There's no topic for today's seminar, so to say. It's just a live Q&A. Ask me anything. YouTube channel is Side Hustle Sue. Is anything you could do? It's a difficult one, to be fair. But what I found is Vine reviews are an accurate representation of reviews that you were organically going to get anyways. So if people purchasing your product through Vine are finding problems and faults with it, then people who are organically buying your product are also finding the faults. What would you say You're like, hack is better for Amazon, like best piece of advice. Honestly, the best piece of advice for anyone who's selling on Amazon is to be consistent. The guys who are successful are the guys who have just been selling for the longest amount of time. There's no secret, there's no fast track, there's no quick money. The guys who have been on it the longest just make the most money. It's just the way it is. So I started with about 8 friends, and I'm the only guy still selling on Amazon, and that means I've been doing it the longest. I've been doing it for 4 years. Now I'm the only guy who's actually left his job and done Amazon full time, and the guys did it, and some of them were consistent, some of them fell off, some of them didn't scale, and everyone's quit now. So hello Murshid, how are you? Yes, because I'm using it correctly, which is not stated to do in the description. So if there's an issue with the product, it should be stated on your box, because not everybody reads the description on Amazon. Most people, when they're buying products on Amazon, they'll skim the title and they'll look at the images and they'll make a decision there. Got to keep that's it. And if you can find a system and a process that works for you, so you actually enjoy doing the Amazon and that will enable you to do it for a long amount of time, that's going to be like your sweet spot. So one of the things, my biggest, I'd say, the thing that I don't like doing on Amazon the most is sourcing. So that's one of the first things that I outsourced. The prep, I get my family and stuff to help me with the prep and stuff, but yeah, that's probably the most tedious task, the sourcing. So a lot of that is outsourced. How do I apply? This isn't a job, by the way. I'm just teaching people how to start their own Amazon FBA business. How long did it take you to get into a point where you know you'll be able to take it to a point where you can quit your job? So for me, I started my Amazon business literally to make £1,000 per month on the side of my 9 to 5, and that was my goal from the beginning. I started to do that around 4 to 5 months in to my business. So from there, I just kind of cruised, and I let it do its thing. It was paying ourselves £1,000 extra. I knew I was happy. Like, I had a really good job. It was quite flexible. I was able to do my Amazon stuff. I had staff on the Amazon side, so that made it really easy. However, I only left my job because I got made redundant. So it was kind of a blessing in disguise. Yeah, I got virtual assistants very early on, and that really helped me with the sourcing at the beginning. What did I eat today? I had raw milk and protein. I had 5 eggs, and I had 2 burgers. Want to start? I just made an individual account. Which I have. What's your reason why you made an individual account, Anks? 1K pro to take out the business. No, so that was like 1K in my pocket. So my goal was to put £1,000 in my pocket. We were making way more than that. The business was making, I think one of our best months at that time was like 12K. So, I mean, we could have taken more out, but that's all I needed, to be fair. That was actually very smart because sourcing is very time consuming. Now there's so many softwares and tools that will help you source. Like this stuff didn't exist when I started. Any tips on keeper filters? Filter, I mean, there's no wrong or right filter, but filter it down to a manageable amount. So if you and keep track of what filters you're using, because you'll be able to see if certain filters are working better for you, if that makes any sense. A lot of people just put random filters in and randomly search, and then the next day they do the same thing. There's no system, there's no process. So track what you're doing. May I ask you how much you dropped on stock at the start to a point in form? I started with about 5K at the beginning. Can I ask how many hours you put into this a week? I mean, I run 2 businesses. I do social media. I mentor people. I work all the time, but I guess it's not typical. But most people who have an Amazon FBA business spend a couple hours a day on the business. I don't think there's a need to spend more time than that. Yeah, ChatGPT, by the way, is a huge hack. They even have GPTs which specialize in Amazon specifically. ChatGPT is great, but it's good for, I'd say, analytical stuff. But for stuff that's creative and sourcing and stuff, I don't think it's really good. What about boxes? You got any? I've got plenty of boxes, but if you want cheap boxes, go to Sadler's. Sadler's, I'll put it in chat. Business account expensive at £39. If you think that £39 is expensive, then you're going to be shocked with how much money you spend on Amazon. What is Amazon FBA exactly? So a basic explanation on what Amazon FBA is you buy products and you send them to the fulfillment centers, and FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. It's where Amazon do the storing, the picking, the packing, and the shipping for you. So that's what Amazon FBA is. There are loads of different intricacies in terms of how you actually sell on the platform, like strategies. I guess you can break this down into 2 main categories. You're either selling on existing listings on the platform, or you're creating your own listings, or you're creating your own brand and you're selling like that. I don't do FBM. I don't ship any orders myself. You could probably see in the back. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, there's 2 pallets in the back that are going to collect it for Amazon tomorrow. So that will go straight to the fulfillment centers. It'll get distributed amongst Amazon's network, and then Amazon will do the picking, packing, shipping. 100%. I use ChatGPT. I use it for questions. Okay, fairs. How many places did you order for your first product? So, because I start with arbitrage. So every product I was buying it from different retailers at the beginning. But pieces, you talk about specific units and pieces. So the way it took me a long time to figure out this, but the easiest way to calculate is having a look at the sales per month, and then having a look at competitive priced sellers who are FBA, who are eligible for next day, and then work out a calculation. So if it's 50 sales per month and there's 3 sellers on the listing who are competitively priced, then I would buy 12 or something like that, if that makes sense. Do you sell any car parts? No. I've sold like oil and stuff before. We got like a Amazon to Amazon stuff, but not a massive niche that we sell in. Do you send to FBA in any country? I only sell in the UK. Walaikum salam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. What's going on? How can you protect yourself from getting your ideas stolen from the supplier? So when you're reselling products on Amazon, you don't really have this problem, because I'm selling, for example, like branded stuff. So that doesn't really happen. I mean, yes, if you're importing products from China and you're having your own branded stuff, that is a big issue. And I don't know, it's a difficult situation, to be honest. Yeah. I haven't done much private label, to be honest, and the only private label I've done is like bundles. What is Amazon equipment coordinator? I have no idea. How much is needed? You need about £3,000 to £5,000 to start Amazon. Regarding like the taxes and stuff at the end of the year, do you hire? Yeah, I have an accountant. Yeah, you will need an accountant, especially when you get VAT registered. I'm actually meeting an accountant. Anyone who's on my mentorship program will have access to our in-house accountant. Bought tea from Amazon. Fifth promise. You need to contact Amazon. I can't really do anything for you. Well, if your stock doesn't sell, does it just sit there for Amazon? Yes. But the brilliant thing is there's softwares and tools out there that will help you analyze a particular product and tell you whether it's going to sell or not. You can predict how fast something's going to sell by using these softwares. SellerAmp, Keeper are examples of this. How much does the membership cost? It's $167 a month, and it's over 12 months. Could you help us out? What to do with 3-4 grand product and strategies? That's exactly what I do. So SSG, if you go on, I'm actually live on YouTube at the moment, and I have loads of guides. I do live webinars. I'm actually live on there right now, and I teach people exactly how to set up their Amazon store, what softwares to use. Welcome. I'm good. How are you? Alhamdulillah. My mentorship mind. Do you ever use any of the platforms Amazon have built in? What do you mean? Can you explain a little bit more? I just realized I forgot to turn the light on. Do you only sell on Amazon? Yes. Please share YouTube. Just type in Side Hustle Sue or click the link in my bio. It'll take you there. Amazon have like apps for different things. I sell from accountant. No, I don't use any of Amazon's tools. It's gonna be expensive, right? Because Amazon are going to take a cut. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, Amazon's in-house services. No, we don't really use any of them, to be fair. Have you got a free server? Yes, I have a free server. If you go on... I'm live on YouTube and the links are all there. So if you go on sidehustlesue.co.uk and you click on the Discord button, it will take you to my Discord server. Or if anyone's watching, just message me Discord and I'll send you the link. You sell what? I'm a third-party seller on Amazon. We sell stuff that people use every single day. What's YouTube? Side Hustle Sue, same as my name here. Yeah, I don't use any of them, to be fair. I believe they have like a profit tracking tool and stuff as well. Thanks, bro. It's 2K. Probably on the lower end, but yeah, you could start with 2K. Hello, AML. How are you? Good. How's your day been? I have a question. Yeah, go for it. Would you say it's worth it to try sell things like air fresheners? Yes, absolutely. Toilet paper not so much because it's big and bulky, but air fresheners and stuff is brilliant. Yeah, so you want to capitalize on stuff that people use every single day. So think about what you would use. For example, you wake up, you're going to use a toothbrush, then you're going to use toothpaste, right? Then you're going to put some deodorant on. You're probably going to put some perfume on, right? All stuff like this, people are going to buy on Amazon. Like, you wake up in the morning, you run out of toothpaste. Some people just buy it on Amazon. It's so easy. Can you suggest for me a business bank account? Because I applied for Tidal, ones are both rejected. Revolut business could be another one. If you message me, Rohan, I've actually got a link for Revolut. I'll send you that. How much stock do you recommend buying? So because we're reselling products on Amazon, we don't necessarily have to go deep on one line or one product. So when I was at the early stages and I had limited capital, I wouldn't spend more than £100 on an ASIN, just because I didn't want to risk. I wanted to keep it. I didn't want to put all my eggs in one basket. No, so I would recommend for a new starter to go as wide as possible. Sell little bits of lots of different ASINs. Oh, nice. A couple of weeks at the moment, Silal. It's been quite rough for some of the new starters. How much capital would you need to start with to make 3k a month? So if you want to make £3,000 a month, you just need to work backwards. So generally, your typical ROIs in the Amazon business are around 30%. So to make £3,000 a month, you need to be spending £9,000 a month in stock. Just times it by 3, and then you work it like that. Typically you're going to buy 30 days worth of stock, and then you factor in like delivery times and stuff. Let's call it 60 days. So I'd say you need liquid like 18k, but you could probably work up to that. So you measure it's no problem. How much would you? I'd say £3,000 to £5,000 is a good amount. Yeah, Revolut business is brilliant. I'm here now. Please suggest a program for begging. For beginning. I'm guessing you mean beginning. So if you're a new seller on Amazon, you're probably going to have to get ungated. So I would suggest you use a website like Harrison's Direct, and you buy some products from there just to get ungated. It's not necessarily going to be profitable, but it will be some initial sales just to get started. Yeah, 100%. 2 months. I would definitely say 8 weeks. 2 months, 8 weeks to get your money back. I started about 2-3 months ago, and I'm 18. Nice. So you're doing a brilliant thing there. So my goal as well is to have a wide portfolio, a wide variety of different products. Like, we were at 600 a couple of months ago, and that was our highest. If I can get to like 1,000 ASINs, even if I sell one product of each of them a day and it makes me £1, then that's £1,000 a day. Do you think 3,000 a month alone is enough to start with FBA wholesale? Yes, absolutely. £3,000 is definitely enough to start with. How's the Ioniq 5? It is a fantastic car. Honestly, it's so good. It's one of the fastest cars I've driven. It's probably the fastest car I've driven, yeah. It's insanely fast. Yeah, exactly that. As many ASINs as possible. Is it easy to get ungated on medicine? I think medicines are much harder to get ungated on. There's a lot of restrictions with medicines as well. A lot of suppliers won't sell you medicines unless you have a license. Please mention again you get it ungated place to buy. Harrison's Direct to get started with for ungating. That's probably one of the easiest places. with one of the highest success rates as well. If 3K invest, how much profit can we make roughly? Ideas. So generally when you're buying products to sell on Amazon, you're going to work at around a 30% return on investment. So that's pretty average for new sellers. So if you spend £3,000 on stock, that would be £900 in profit, plus your initial investment back. You normally buy for around 30 days worth of stock. I do a mix of OA and wholesale, Moavias. I don't know. I've never worked in an Amazon warehouse, so I can't advise on that. I purchased gaming pads, first gaming category phone. So nice. It's when you start selling on Amazon, you'll be surprised on the randomest products that sell. How do I start? If you guys are watching on TikTok, jump on the YouTube and have a look at my other live webinars that I've done, and I explain exactly how to get started. How many sales do you make per month? I think last month we did 67k. But keep in mind the first few months probably. Yeah, first few months is going to be a lot of learning. You're probably not going to spend £3,000 in your first month either. Yeah, my best selling product after the gaming pads is Parasol Stand. It's also random, but it flies off the chart. You know, my first product I sold on Amazon was a Spider-Man book. Like, I thought it was the randomest stuff ever. One of our most random was a tin of paprika. That was so funny. Are you doing crypto as well? Yeah. I don't do crypto, guys. There's a lot of fake accounts, so just be careful. I'm live on YouTube at the moment. I'm answering all the questions on YouTube. Is it necessary to get a garage or storage? Nope. I did it from my living room for 2 years. You don't need a storage space, because when you're buying products for FBA, Amazon's doing the fulfillment. So the products are getting delivered to yourself. They're probably going to stay for maxed 48 hours in your house, because you're going to prepare them as fast as possible and get them sent to the fulfillment centers. It's probably in your best interest to do that as well, because you want your money back. Is it necessary to get I want to answer that. Well, we have a huge warehouse space. Is that required eventually? It's not required. However, it was a preference of mine to have a warehouse, and for me to prep with stuff inside here. But a lot of people use prep centers, and they help Amazon sellers do the prep and get it to the fulfillment center. How do you do this? Sami, if you jump on the YouTube and have a look at the live webinars, all the previous live webinars I've done, I explain exactly how to do the business model step by step. Could you please go through briefly the buy products? So I actually did this, Salman, on my last webinar, and I did a whole hour of showcasing what the business model is and how to actually find your first product. So if you want to watch that, you can watch my last live webinar. Your stuff we want to visit. Exactly that. Exactly. 40 hours. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, I used to do the same. When I used to come back from work, I used to prepare all the stuff that was delivered that day and get it sent out the next day. Yeah. And you'll be surprised, it doesn't even take that long to prep stuff. If you've got 10 of these, you just put in 10 labels over the barcode over here. It's so easy. Have you done fulfillment by TikTok? I haven't, no. I can attest to the randomness. I do e-com on eBay currently, where I first started out, people buying Aldi skincare products for tea. So yes, crazy. How did you? How come you didn't stay in Kuwait? Yeah, I have a curfew, man. I couldn't stay away from the country for too long. I didn't have visa. Would be crumbs in transit. Funny enough, I've actually sold crisp on Amazon as well. I'm gonna see some of the random stuff that I've sold. Top trumps. Need assistance? Can you help? What do you help with? Stick on a TV show and pack. Yeah, there you go. The sick thing, especially if you're packing, like it's not very. It doesn't use too much of your brain, so you could like multitask. You're not into foot. You're like, no, I'm not into football. I honestly think it's a waste of time. Do you sell a lot of edible stuff like food? Yes. Yeah, I do like. That's probably my second largest niche. What's some random things we've sold? Sourcing. Well, yeah, if you go on my YouTube, I've got live videos that I've done that explain exactly how to source. Do you do unit bundles? Yes. I don't live in Ipswich, no. What category do you find the most returns, and how can I prevent them? I haven't had any many, but the most returns is high-end electricals, 100%. They are the highest returned products. Oh, so one of the best products I've been selling recently is actually paddle racket covers. And this was an arbitrage product. Genuine question, don't dodge please. Do you take into account if your money goes towards it? Oh yeah, 100%, yeah. 100%. Yeah. So there's a couple of brands that we've avoided for that same reason. Is there any way to prevent returns, or is it just part of the game? I guess it's just part of the game, to be honest. Paddle racket stuff is genius because paddles. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Paddle's so popular now, so any paddle accessories are popping off on Amazon. Should you begin it? No. Just start with FBA from the beginning. Wa alaikum salam. Dosif, what's going on, man? But a huge amount of beauty brands have relations there. Most of the. Yeah, it's one of them things like. I mean, we live in the UK, we pay tax. Our tax goes towards whatever, but I don't want to get into a political kind of debate, but how far do you go? I'm struggling to find supplies to buy from a mega reverse. JJ, were you on my last YouTube webinar? I explained some really good sourcing methods. I do wholesale as well, yeah. I send mostly to FBA, but some products I only get 1 to 2 units out of the FBA. Oh, really? What if you're gated and everything? So you need to get ungated. Start a taxi business, focus on that at the moment. Ah, no way. How's that going for you, brother? You work in Amazon? No, I'm a third-party seller on the Amazon platform, Jess. But again, the ROI is very good on those products. That's why it's worth it to get 1 or 2 for my early days. Do you know what? Sometimes there's no harm in buying 1 or 2 units. If it's going to make you £5-10, then why not? Yeah, I mean, there's a couple other things as well. Looking at alcohol in products, so not selling anything that's got alcohol in it, or not selling anything that's got any meat products, or for example, a lot of pet food is in theory not halal, so that may be something that you don't want to sell. So do you look at profit percentage or ROI? We tend to look at margins a lot more these days. Where if I'm from the UK, aside from the building, okay, mashallah. Best sourcing strategy. Best sourcing strategy is using a little bit of everything, to be honest. I wouldn't say there's, if you just did one sourcing strategy and stuck with that, there's loads of different ways to source. There's no wrong or right. What's margins? Profit margin. Day one of asking for free mentorship. It's stuff which is good ROI, so help grow capital. Yeah, so cheaper stuff that's probably costs less than £1 is going to have really high ROI. It makes me about 30-40 on minimum on these products. I don't know about 1 or 2 for anything less, but about 10-20 fairs. That's good. Are you doing VA assistants? What do you mean? I mean, do I use virtual assistants? Yeah, we hire and train them as well for our clients. It's actually looking at profit percentage more than ROI. Yes. What's the difference between? Because when you're a business, you're looking at gross margins, net margins, right? And that is an indicator on how well your business is doing. ROI is just literally a made up thing for the Amazon sellers use to kind of glamorize how much money they're going to make, return on investment. You know, you really use return on investment on like long-term investments, property, etc. But it shouldn't really be used in the Amazon space. Like no other e-commerce place uses that. Everyone looks at margin. Do you have a Discord? Yeah, I have a free Discord server. If you want to join the Discord server, just drop me a message or go on sidehustlesuit.co.uk. The link is on there. So in SA, what's your minimum profit percentage? We aim for absolute minimum of 10, but we aim for about 15. Brother, is this a 6-figure business by any chance? I mean, it's 7-figure business for me, but you can grow an Amazon business from 0 to 6 figures in a year. Can I buy stock clearance Lego on list on Amazon? Yes, but you'll have to get ungated on Lego first. So I'm gonna go. True. Welcome, salam. What's going on, Yassine? True. Those are permissible, though. No, 1 second. I think it's difference of opinion. Your reprice, I'm using Seller Toolkit at the moment. I'm going to be trying a new one very soon. But a margin percentage, yep. You got videos on suppliers. YouTube channel, man. Everything's on YouTube. Tokia, what's going on? What do you think about ecom? Black Friday comes soon. Yeah, this is the best time. Like all the stock behind me is getting ready to be sold on Black Friday. Where can I find good VAs? We actually hire and train VAs ourselves. So if you need one, drop me a message. So you recommend per answer to spend £100 less? Can I get a pallet of air freshener for £300? I'm sure if it's early days, it makes sense. I mean, I'd say for your initial test purchase, £100. But if you've bought something and it's sold really well, then absolutely go deeper on that. You must be one of Yusuf's students. I was with him in it on holiday. We are good mates. I got stuff from Alibaba just yesterday. Can I list in generic as private label here on Amazon? No, man. This used to work like 5 or 10 years ago, but you can't do that. Are you making promotions for? I don't really run promotions, to be honest, because we're selling branded products. Like, there's not much margins, anyways, so I wouldn't want to decrease them further. Me too, man. He's a very good guy. He's a very good guy. So I wouldn't recommend selling it as generic on Amazon, but if you want to sell on Amazon, you want to get a trademark, you want to get brand registered, you want to do it properly. Take on. Yeah, no worries, man. Inshallah. See you very soon. That reminds me. Let me write this down. Nice to meet you, man. See you later, Munib. Apply for brand. Yeah, get that done. Have you got a trademark, by the way, Ducky? Did you end up getting a new diff for the M2? Yes, it's getting fitted on Wednesday. So yeah. New diffs going on. Sports cats going back on. So hopefully that should sort it out. I make a quick video on it as well, to be fair. I've got such a funny hook that I want to do for a video for the M2. I'm confused. Should I go to US market or Canada for trademark? Where do you live? Canada, I'm guessing. Do it in your own marketplace. I think it'd be easier. Is it worth getting a VA from day one? No. You want to learn how to do the business model yourself before you get a VA. If you get a VA from day one, it's like blind leading the blind. We said that first tools you bought, that was a game changer. Packaging products or just selling. Okay, so the couple of tools that really changed my business, I'm gonna list them out. So number one is obviously SellerAmp. SellerAmp is a must, right? Number two, Keeper. When you start to learn Keeper and how to read the charts and stuff, that was really good. I guess the other one is not a tool, but a virtual assistant really helped me source products, especially I had a busy schedule. I was actually working outdoors, so I wasn't working behind a computer or anything. I didn't have the time to source, so that really helped me out. Number four is something that's really unique and a lot of people don't talk about, is a tracking tool. So we use Google Sheets, and it was like an automation sheet. It was actually called a sourcing sheet, and it tracked purchases, and it used what do you call it, kind of automations on creating listings, creating shipments and stuff. So I've actually created my own version of this, but that was a game changer. Like, I can see how much money I've spent in each store. It makes charts for me. It forecasts how much I'm gonna make. So that is an absolute game changer. I don't think many people talk about that. Yeah, M2 is a bad machine as it is. It's a death machine in winter. How many stores do you have? I've only got one store. Is it pre-recorded? So yeah, this Q&A is recorded on YouTube. With the tracking tool connect to a platform, so it basically has tabs, and you download a sheet and you just upload it on the Amazon platform. I make charts myself and put it all into items I buy, probably monthly spending. Yeah, it's brilliant. So we've got our own version of this. I spent £2,000 to get this sheet made, and I share it with my students. Do you want to learn this? I have a mentorship program, Shucks, so it's not quite one-to-one. It's better than that. For a competitive product with good margin, only AI is enough for hunting, or should I go to Keeper? I don't think AI does a good job for sourcing. It's not there yet. And this is just the first 4 that came in my head. Obviously, there's a lot more, like profit tracking, repricing, accounting software, softwares like Link My Books. So yeah, there's a lot of different softwares, but I'd say some of the first 4 that really helped me out. Is the link in the bio? No, but if you DM me mentorship, I'll send you the link. Most of the time, for the price of wholesale is way cheaper than suppliers offering. Not necessarily. Sometimes wholesale prices are more expensive than retailers. Do you get product lists? Yeah, absolutely. You need product lists. AI helped you find the warehouses to purchase from, but they didn't help you find the product, did they? When are you gonna tell us how to make bread? I'm trying to tell people how to make bread. I've been trying to tell people on social media for the past 18 months on how to do it, but only a handful of people actually listen. To be fair, I've got so many screenshots of people that have made really good money just from like free advice that I share online. But you won't find the process. Absolutely, yeah. So AI helped you find the suppliers and it gave you the ideas, but didn't actually find the product. You have to do that manually yourself. Is it late to start now? Please give me honest advice. It's not too late. It's never too late. I mean, the price of the product on the Amazon is cheaper. Sometimes, yeah. But that would normally be with products that Amazon are selling themselves. Anytime, man. Anytime. Thanks for joining. How many products? We have got 480 last time I checked on Amazon. Habibi, I'm good. How are you? Good. You go, yeah, I'm probably going to do a Q&A like this on YouTube every single week. Products manufactured by you or affiliate. I sell mostly branded products. I'm in the UK, yeah. I have some products in mind. Nice. 480 different products, correct. In stock. Why do you think Amazon works in favor of the customer when you... so when you're doing FBA, you don't have to worry about A to Z claims? With 480 products, how do you manage manual review of products and pricing? I have a repricer. I do manual reviews periodically, especially when my sales are down. But generally, my repricer is very manual, so you have to manually set up all the rules. So I've been tinkering with it over the past few years, and I think I found the rule that works well, where I don't really have to spend that much time. Can you teach me? I teach people. I'm actually live on YouTube right now, and I go live every single week on YouTube, and I teach people how to get started. So I would highly recommend you jump on there and you watch some of the previous lives. Have you ever done FBM? Yes, and I don't like it at all. I want to start selling those products on Amazon. What's stopping you? See you next week, man. Thanks for coming on. Do you recommend the Amazon repricer? No, it's not smart enough. So I'll give you an example. One of the things that my repricer does is every day at 2 a.m. I think 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. it increases all the prices of my products by 20%. So anyone who's also got a repricer who's matching my prices, where if they are matching, so say for example there was a situation where there was 2 people at $9.99 and the next person up was at like £12, and then my repricer every night increases the price by 20%. So it went to $11.99. Then that person who's at $9.99 will automatically match me. So it bumps the prices of all my products up. So it does this every single day for an hour. I've got 3K to start. So I actually have a calculator on my website. So let me get it up. So if I put, where's it? 3K at 30% ROI in 12 months, you should have made like 13K profit according to the calculator. We're in the UK, based near Manchester. For 480 listed products, investment wise, what's the inventory worth? At the moment, around 50K, which is not much, to be honest. I think once we've got all the products behind me into Amazon, we should be sitting at about 70K in inventory. Can you give an example product? I mean, mascara, candles, a Garmin watch. That's one of the products we bought recently. You have any experience with hair products and extensions? Hair products, yes, like shampoos, conditioners, that kind of stuff. But extensions, we've not really sold any extensions. What if you redeploy all the profit back into? Yeah, absolutely. That you want to do that. You want to reinvest as much money into back into the business as possible. I'm going to Alibaba Co-Create Expo in London next week. Any tips on how to find a good supplier? Oh, that's interesting. Savvy deals. Any tips on how to find? So if you're ever going to an expo like this, where you're trying to find a supplier and you're trying to create a product, you need to have the product in mind before you go there. Otherwise, you're just going to be like overwhelmed with suppliers. Where do you buy products from? Retailers, wholesalers, distributors. Do you have a name? Of course I have a name, and the name is Sahil. Would you ever be able to buy 13K worth of products at that stage? Absolutely. Your money would probably be in inventory at that point anyways. I have retail stores and warehouses and now verify registered distributors. Can you help? Yeah, just drop me a message. I can have a chat. What business model? Arbitrage wholesale is the business models that we use. Does Amazon allow selling branded products? Yes. 99% of our products are branded. And we didn't ask permission from the brand. We just got ungated. Any recommendations for expos in the UK? The Spring Fair. Spring Fair is probably the next one. It's in Feb. Late Jan, early Feb. Do you recommend, what about disposable razor blades? Yes, we've sold these in the past. Is Amazon FBA better than Shopify website? The apples and pears. I use Amazon FBA to sell branded products, existing products on the platform. Shopify is more for your own product, your own brand. Hi brother, how's it going? Isn't Amazon saturated for new sales? Absolutely not. The churn rate's too high on Amazon. Too many people quit. Have you heard from Quick Eater? Yeah, we made an order today. Do you spend money on ads? Not really. I think we spent like 500 quid last month on ads. Not too much. Right, guys. Any last questions? And then we're going to call it a day. Probably going to do this again next Sunday. By the way, if anyone's on like Instagram or TikTok, I'm live on YouTube every Sunday. So if you want to jump on that. I supplies UK and Europe. Yes. You're welcome. No problem. No problem. But yeah, I'm going to end the YouTube anyways. Thanks everybody for joining. Thanks for answering all the questions.